This kind of bone-chilling cold can be dangerous. CBS 2's Elise Finch is live on the Upper West Side with more on what you can do to stay safe and warm. Elise?
Well, Christine, we're here at the 79th Street Boat Basin where you can see the icy Hudson River behind me. It's one of dozens of beautiful frozen sights to see around the city. But doctors say if you want to enjoy these sights or do anything outside, you need to dress appropriately and limit your time outdoors.
I actually can take the cold, no problem, but the second you get in those avenues and the wind blows through, then it's like, okay, I'm done.
With the day off of work and school for many people, most folks we saw braving the cold on this frigid President's Day were outside by choice, but that didn't mean they enjoyed the single-digit temperatures and sub-zero wind chills.
I just want to jump out of a plane and go back to the Caribbean.
The fountain at Bryant Park is a block of ice by design to keep the pipes from freezing. Boats docked at the 79th Street Basin are frozen in place, and huge chunks of ice are floating down the Hudson. Even this Statue of Liberty is all bundled up. Doctors say that's the way it should be if you're going to be outside.
One of the ways that your body loses heat is by cold air blowing across it. So that can lower your blood temperature faster. So you want to make sure that your skin's covered up well, that you're wearing layers, well-insulated fabrics is the most important thing. You're also talking about where you have the extremities that are the most susceptible, and those are going to be fingers, toes, nose, ears. Those are parts of your body that have a more compromised blood supply.
You got to take care of yourselves.
It's the only way to survive it. Otherwise, you really do hate it. I don't like it, but I can get through it.
Dr. Peter Shearer says people who are forced to be outside in this weather and others who choose to be but aren't properly dressed often end up in emergency rooms suffering from hypothermia.
And then our job is to do the appropriate rewarming. Cover them up with warmer blankets. We will use radiant heat in the form of lights. We'll give them some gently warmed saline in the IV fluids if necessary.
To avoid any cold weather dangers, this Harlem resident says she dresses in layers and listens to her body.
When my hands and fingers and my toes start to get numb, it's time.
Time to go in.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Shearer says, unlike people who suffer from hypothermia, people with frostbite often don't realize it. So he says if you're out in the cold, you get home and your fingers feel tingly or very numb, don't rub them together like this. People often do it, but he says it can actually make the situation worse. What you want to do is get inside someplace warm, take off your gloves or mittens, and let your hands warm naturally, or better yet, hold hands with someone else. That will also speed things up. We are live on the West Side. Elise Finch, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Elise, thank you. Now